Good morning from day 45. Wow, 45. I'm at the Clyde Smith Shelter and a big fallen tree across from what was my campsite that I just set up. I think I just got my tracking poles back there now. Um, but yeah, goal for today, at least 13 miles I think would be good. I have an option of going a little farther, doing like 15 miles. That would take me over a little mountain. So if I have energy at the end of the day, I'll figure on that. But I was pretty happy I made it here yesterday. I really, I think I could have gone farther, but I didn't want to push it. I think it was just right at the threshold of, being super exhausted. That was a normal day, even though it was like 13 miles. So I'm trying to get used to these like a little higher mileage days. I really babied myself, obviously. It's been a while. But if I can do like these consistently, I think I'd be pretty happy. I don't want to do something where I'm like, oh, I'll do 16 miles or 15 miles and then need like a 0 day or need a big break the next morning or, have a slow wake up time. Like that's not like overall, it's not gonna really make sense to do. But doing like slower and more consistent, I like that consistency, so I'm gonna try for that. Anyway, let me flip this around. About to get going here. It's about 8:30 or so. There were a few folks. There was Bubbles up at the shelter, an older gentleman. I've seen him a few times. We're going at pretty much the same pace. Sometimes he passes me, sometimes I pass him, but often we end up at the same shelter. So I told him last time, I'll see you at the next shelter. And it was 2 days later, and now today, last night he showed up. So it was kind of funny. But anyway, and then there were two other gentlemen. I think they were camping in the back there. I could hear their voices in the wood. They just left now. But yeah, Bubbles was telling me it's going to be a hot day today. I looked at the temperature. I mean, it said Roan Mountain area is going to be 77, but I suppose with the humidity and whatnot, it's going to be worse. But I mean, at the tops of the mountains, maybe it'll be windy. That'll be a good thing. Maybe and then add a little elevation to make it cooler. I'm not sure, so I'm hoping it's not too bad. But yesterday was getting a little uncomfortable. I had to stop and get extra water, so I was starting to feel it. Definitely warming up. Let me grab my poles and head up to and get out of here. Make some slow progress. So final check of the campsite here. I don't think I lost anything. Okay, good. I think it's good. It's good time. What was I thinking? Um, I forgot what I was thinking. That's okay. Um, yeah, let me get up here. I think there's better cell phone reception up here too. I need to make some posts. Looks like I got about 27 miles to go to get to Roan Mountain area. So I'll break that up between today and tomorrow. Somehow. So that's a little incentive to maybe go 15 today to have less miles tomorrow for my future self. Maybe. But anyway, yeah. Oh, what I was thinking about the weather, yeah, being warmer. It's a nice thing. I haven't had to use a lot of my cold winter gear for a little while now. So I took a little inventory this morning, put all the stuff, all the cold weather stuff into one stuff sack and kind of weighed it. And it's got a little bit of weight there. So I'm kind of excited because I'm pretty sure I'm going to send all that home less than 10 days. My parents are going to visit me in Damascus. So I think I got some stuff, some weight to ship home, which is super nice. Also, there's a bunch of brands now that are having Memorial Day sales, so it's actually a good time. But I have been thinking for quite a while to switch out my inflatable mattress because the one I got has lasted me a long time, 7 years old, and it's like an X-Therm. It's rated for cold weather. What it is really is I got a, oh yeah, shelter, that's good. I got a discount. I got some deal a long time ago, and I think that I've sort of put up with it in all sorts of weather. I've definitely used it in the summer 7 years ago, been all sweaty and whatnot. So for comfort and just because it's time, and now because there's a discount, I upgraded to more like an all-season one that doesn't have so much warmth. But I'm sticking with Thermarest because that's amazing. Like, lasted quite a while. So I'm gonna get that and swap that out, and that'll be somewhat of a drop in weight. Not really significant, but that'll also be a drop in weight. So I'm looking forward to that, making those adjustments. Also looking through some of my supplies and seeing if I really need it. Like, maybe I brought too many Band-Aids. I mean, maybe it's just been a while since I've had blisters and had a need for them, but maybe I can like have, the first aid supply. I'm not sure. Anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing another little inventory, getting rid of some stuff, sending some stuff back, holding on to a few things. But it's really gonna make my pack smaller, I think, which will be nice. Like, the vertical size has been annoying me sometimes because it does scrape against the tops of trees as I go by, like blowdowns or, when you gotta duck under things. So that's gonna be good, and it's gonna be a weight savings, which is super nice. What I've also been noticing, my own weight, that's really the elephant in the room. My own weight has been going down. Last time I checked, it was definitely like over 10 pounds loss on my body weight. I'd made the mistake of weighing myself after loading up in town on a bunch of food, gorging myself. So I suspect that it's a little lower than that. So more than 10 pounds, I think is safe to say. And that'll continue to drop. If it's anything like last time, I dropped quite a way, quite a lot. Anyway, so that's going to be all helpful for me getting in higher miles later on. Drop all the weight. Definitely have some trail legs now. Although I don't know if they're fully developed yet, but I'm definitely feeling like my legs just go on autopilot now. So, and that'll be even more helpful with the lower weight. I'm looking forward to, Damascus is sort of the first town in Virginia there. Looking forward to the lower elevations and the easier days that I've heard about in Virginia. It'll be hundreds of miles of that, and people get bored of that, but it sounds like it's also a little bit easy. Good to get some miles in there. And we'll see when the time comes. In the meantime, yeah, I've been rambling a long time now, but aches and pains as usual. My back is good though. Didn't really give me problems yesterday again, so I think it's a sign it's finally healing. My knees are holding out. I've been figuring out how to make adjustments to the way I walk to ease off on the knees, ease on the knees. Anyway, it's been sustaining me, but I've been very cautious. That's part of why I didn't want to really push it yesterday too, because I knew I'd feel it probably at my knees. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good. It's probably going to town tomorrow, so I'm feeling good about that. And making good progress towards Damascus. Well, that was somewhat interesting and disturbing. I won't go into too many details, but let's just say I was halfway up the mountain here, and nature called. Not many places on the side of the trail to go, but I found a place. I swear there were no flies there when I started, but as I made progress, should we say, there was just like, must have been like hundreds of flies that just started to come out of nowhere, and they're starting to land on my butt and all sorts of stuff. I've never had that happen before. They're crazy. It was like a swarm. It was like a Hitchcock movie. The flies. Oh my gosh. Anyway, kind of gross, but memorable. So I wanted to save that, record that experience here. But I'm not going to take a video of that. That's gross. But just imagine a lot of flies. And now, see, now it's fine now. It's not like they're swarming me. Those were like the house flies. I think these are ravens or crows up here. They've been hanging out around here. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, those are like the typical like house fly, like the black flies. They don't bite or anything. They're just annoying. Yesterday on the Helene detour, on some of the road walks, they were actually starting to appear the no-see-ums that sort of like hover in a cloud around your head. It feels like you're really stinky, like you're that Pigpen character from Peanuts cartoon. That's literally what it is. It's just a cloud of gnats that just sort of like swarm around your head all day. Pretty annoying. When it gets too bad, I'll put my head net on, which I got, thankfully. Occasionally, I just sort of like end up slapping them in front of me, end up slapping my face, try to get rid of them for a little while, but they reappear real fast. Can also kind of stop breathing for a little bit because I think they're attracted to the carbon dioxide. I'll try to set them off course by holding your breath for a little bit, but that's just a temporary solution. But yeah, it's gross. You get them in your mouth. You gotta spit them out once in a while. They get in your nose. Oh, it's pretty gross. But today, those guys don't seem to be out, which is good. Anyway, only half the way up this mountain, which is crazy. Hasn't been a steep ascent, which I guess is the reason I'm not up there. But it's definitely a good challenge today. I'm trying to do this before it gets super hot. Starting to. But there's some clouds that came out to cover the sun, thankfully. But anyway, trying to make more progress. Get to the top of this guy, and then hopefully have a little bit of a easier time in the afternoon, I think. I think that's what it's supposed to be. And I did check after today or so and into, well, no, I guess I'm going to go to Roan Mountain. Coming up out of Roan is another uphill, obviously, like a gap. But then, like a day or two after Roan, looks like it'd be fairly smooth, fairly flat, going into Damascus, which is also what I kind of heard, that it's easier. Okay. Yeah, but this is a good challenge for sure. Keep going up and up and up and up. I think there's already been a few false summits. That's where you can see like the tree, what looks like the top tree line, and you get there and it just keeps going up. There's another summit right behind it. Anyway, I expect we're gonna go up and then go down, maybe go up and down a few more times. Oh, we'll see. That's the game. Anyway, onward, onward. Well, I guess there was a hotel up there a long time ago. Cloudland Hotel. They said that the hotel swayed like a ship when there was a high wind. So it doesn't sound very structurally sound. They ended up abandoning it in 1910. So long ago. Really nothing left. I saw like one post with some old nail spikes in it. It's like the only thing. And then the only thing I noticed is like the trail is like a little improved around here. But I think they're still working on a little welcome center there that you can drive to. It doesn't look like it's open to the public yet. Yeah, all this area is still ravaged. It's crazy. Devastation from Helene. Anyway, a lot of destruction around here. Luckily, not super hot, not super windy. Actually, pretty nice temperature. Some scary looking clouds in the sky that look like they have moisture in them, but I think so far so good. And yeah, it's kind of a nice day actually. It would have been nice. There were some not operational bathrooms and drinking fountain down there. But when those come back online, it'd be nice for the hikers coming through here, I think. But I was able to use the trash can. Looks like they emptied them out pretty regularly. They weren't like overly stuffed or whatnot. Just as I mentioned, there's no signs of anything. Obviously, there's something here. Now, this down here, I think, is like a trail technology culvert or something. I'm not sure. This is obviously an old chimney here. Huh. Part of the hotel, I guess. I don't know. Pretty old. Pretty old stuff. Occasionally there's stuff like that on the trail. People's old house foundations, old buildings where people lived their whole lives, and now it's just barely there. I see a lot of that in New England. There's a lot of boundary lines that are made of stone. It's very difficult to move that, I guess, so they just left that. But yeah, a lot of history there. Now, this is interesting. I don't know if these are dead. It looks like they are. Looks like it's just more hurricane damage. Crazy. Obviously, you can't camp anywhere here. Anyway, onward. Well, today was kind of eventful. I think I made too many videos today. It's going to be one long video, so apologies in advance. But I know there's some interesting sights there. Roan Mountain was cool. There's a part when I was filming. I'm not sure if I'm gonna include it or not, but I was filming and then I had a sudden realization that, oh, I've been here before. Actually, I drove up and parked in. I was one of the day hikers that us through hikers kind of shake our heads at. Well, I was a day hiker. I parked my car, hiked up, not that far really, and then I think I like spotted some flat sites where people might pitch their tents, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's so windy here. It might have been very cold when I arrived there. Very windy. Today was windy, not that cold though. Not as hot as I was worried about, but it was starting to get warm. And then right before that was the site of the Cloudland Hotel there. Old history there I had no idea about. And then some renovations to some park stuff and brand new parking lot, and it's all paved and everything and it hasn't been used yet. But as a hiker, I get to go in there. I at least use their trash can, but their bathrooms were not operational. Same thing for their drinking fountains. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to say, like, yeah, after I had that realization going up there on the mountain, I kind of got a second wind. This doesn't often happen to me, but I definitely got a second wind, and then my, what do you call them, or my hiker legs kind of just kicked in, like power and uphill, and I was getting, I don't know, I don't know what was getting into my head, but I was kind of playing games with myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to catch up with that day hiker. Now, I can see how people do that, although I don't like being on the other end of that, where I'm the slow hiker getting passed up. I complain a lot about that, but I can see how people can kind of get like some adrenaline rush from like, oh yeah, I'm doing really well, you know. And I passed a lot of people, and I passed one like younger lady with like a sports bra, and I think she was like looking behind her a few times and whatnot, and trying to stay ahead of me. At one point, she just like ran, uh, hopefully not running away from me. But there was a certain point where there was actually like a little bit of challenging rocks that I just like powered through, because I kind of knew how to do all the foot placement. So, and I was kind of running up it, and got to a certain point where I think she just gave up, and she did not look happy. She's kind of just looking at. I said hello, and I'm not sure she said anything back, and just she just kind of like a frown on her face. But it's kind of a good feeling, because I'm like, here I am, like this old dude with like a graying beard and like full pack. I'm doing pretty good, I think. So I felt pretty good. Felt pretty good about that. A little bit bad too, but like, come on, like this is day 45. Like I've been doing like cardio up those sort of climbs like almost every single day, and now that's what I can do. Definitely got my trail legs, and I'm actually figuring out how to do even the downhills, which I'm super happy about. Downhills without just totally destroying my knee, but it's a matter of posture. Got to keep my back straight, and I think that activates the glutes and keeps a lot of that load on the glutes. See, I'm going downhill now, and I don't know how to get using my poles. I should be, but like I feel pretty good. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. Um, anyway, that was a lot of words to say. I got to the shelter, which was my main goal, and I saw Butters there, an older guy with a white beard. Um, and I said hi to him, and I told him like I'm feeling really good. Like I'm just gonna keep pushing. So I'm going to do my stretch goal, which I'm on my way to now. It's all downhill, so I mean that's technically harder on the knees, right? But I mean it's not gonna take more cardio. I feel really good though. The time is good. I should arrive just after 6, which is a little later than I'm used to. but I'm gonna have plenty of sun, plenty of time to go fetch water, plenty of time to cook dinner, and rest and reset for tomorrow. And then I gotta look at the mileage, but I think it might be something like 10 miles to hike down into Roan Mountain, and there's a few hostels there. Definitely gonna take like a Nero day, although I'm not sure you can call it Nero day if you do like 10 miles. And then considering doing like a 0 day tomorrow, just to kind of take it easy. I've been doing really well. I'm patting myself on my back, but like a couple straight days of like longer than average mileages, and kind of figuring out and working through the pain, or figuring out how to make the adjustments to stop the pain, really, without resorting to ibuprofen. So I consider that pretty successful. Again, I'll see how I feel tomorrow. I might have a different opinion. But so far, I don't know, it's about a mile and a half to the campsite, and I should be good for today. This was a pretty good day. Beautiful sights. Roan Mountain, pretty beautiful. Yeah, very reminiscent of Max Patch. Those are pretty beautiful sections. Both of them, by the way, are very easy to drive to. They have parking lots at both of them. And then you could do a short day hike. But anyway, for future reference, I think I'll definitely come back to some of these places. I definitely want to drive back to Max Patch with my good camera. Maybe right after a thunderstorm, rainstorm. Here's a blowdown here. Here's what you do. You simply, this is an easy one. You simply walk, step over. Sometimes you gotta step all around if it's too big, but that one was very easy. I think eventually the trail maintainers come by. If you leave a comment in the app, the Far Out app that I use, that a lot of most thru hikers use that, they'll actually spot that comment and come through with their chainsaws and take care of the blowdown. That happened in the Smokies. I said, oh, there's a triple blowdown. You have to step on top of it. It's kind of unusually large. And it's like on the way into a camp, when people are all tired and they don't want to do that stuff anymore. And a few days later, trail maintainer on the app said, hey, the blowdown is clear. And they cleared it. Anyway, I'm grateful for those maintainers. They make these nice stretches like this, and I don't want to take it for granted, but these are some nice sections still. These aren't yet the gnarly southern Maine sections that feel like they've been reclaimed by nature. Although I'm sure those are kind of maintained too. I'm kind of half joking, but those are different beasts. These are nice. Look at this cushy padding on them. It's really nice. Anyway, I've been enjoying today, if you can't tell. This was going to make a very long video. But thanks for watching, and I think that's probably it for today. I'll see you next time.